bones. To get started with bones, we have to build an example. So we're going to build this example together. There is a couple routes we could take with bones. One, we could jump right into a character and start adding bones, but then it gets ugly in the weighing phase of things, and it scares students to death. It's even worse than UVs sometimes. So, before we get into the weighing phase, let's look at a very small example. Let's build this together. So first off, let's grab a box. Okay, let's hit R to scale it up. Tab to go into edit mode. Grab the face on the very top. Control E, right click. And I'm using the Maya presets, by the way. So user preferences, Maya. Just letting you know. So WER on the keyboard's where it's at. So R is scale. So I'm going to scale that in. Control E down. And I want to make a copy of this. So Shift D. That makes a copy of that one face that was highlighted. Control E to extrude it. Okay, Control R, so I can go like that and put an edge loop in that area. And I'll just make that a little bit bigger. Now, I'll grab the component right here, L on the keyboard to highlight that, Shift D to duplicate it, W to move it, R to negative scale it, W to move it down. And just for purposes of cleaning up this top one that I've negative scaled, I'm just going to recalculate the normals. That's not really important for the exercise. It's just I like to tell students and get them used to the fact that if you negative scale something, you should recalculate. Alright, so now let's duplicate this big hot mess over. Let's add a modifier to it. Multi-res. Subdivide. Good. This one. Good. Let's apply both of those. Guess I should have done that before I duplicated it. Now, the one over here, what I want you to do is separate it via components. Okay, so that means I grab component 1 at the top and I go mesh vertices separate selection. Same. Grab this one, hit L, mesh vertices separate selection, and last one's already there. The other thing I want to do is center the pivot on this one over here. So this one's already centered, sort of. Transform origin to geometry. This one, object, transform origin to geometry. And last one, object, transform origin to geometry. Whew, that was a lot of work. So in this case, I can move this down by going like this, and I can move this down going by like that. In this term, if I wanted to do that very same action, I'd have to grab a component, hit L, and move it down. And this one, L, move it down, just like that. So that's the difference between the two. So please adjust those accordingly. So there's a sphere in the center, and it's kind of nicely placed. Alright, so now we have this little rigged thing built. Let's move both of them kind of in the center of the scene, and then we'll go on to the next video. So 5 on the keyboard, and then 3 on the keyboard. No, let's go to 1. Okay, one thing about skeletons and learning them, you should always be in positive x. Okay, so that means this. Okay. When I go into the front view, which is 1 on the number pad, I should see the front view of both of these objects. Not 3. 3 should have the other side of the objects. Always align your character the correct way before learning bones. Alright, let's go on to the next video where we add a couple bones to these and see what the difference between the two meshes are.